Alex Harmon stared out the viewport of the space station, watching the blue-green planet below. Earth looked so small from up here, he sighed and straightened his uniform jacket. Today was supposed to be a standard diplomatic meeting with the Zexian Confederation. Instead, it had turned into the most important day of his career. Alex never wanted to be Earth's main diplomat to the aliens. He was just a regular guy who happened to be good at solving problems and staying calm in tough situations. But when the original diplomat died in a shuttle accident 3 months ago, his bosses had pointed at him and said, "You're up." Now he stood waiting to meet the Zexian High Council for the first time. His heart beat fast in his chest, but he kept his face calm. First impressions mattered with the Zexians. The door slid open with a soft hiss. 2 tall Zexian guards entered. They had blue-green skin that shimmered like fish scales when they moved. Their large, round eyes blinked sideways, and the gills on their necks pulsed gently. "The High Council will see you now," one guard said in careful English. Alex nodded and followed them down a long hallway. The walls were made of a strange material that seemed to flow like water, but was solid to the touch. Everything about the Zexian station felt alien and slightly damp. The council chamber was huge. A half-circle of 7 tall chairs faced him. In each sat a Zexian official, their skin colors ranging from deep blue to bright teal. The one in the middle wore an elaborate collar of shining metal. This had to be High Commander Vrextel. "Welcome, human diplomat Harmon," Vrextel said. His voice had an odd bubbling quality. "We are pleased to continue our discussions with your species." Alex bowed respectfully. "Thank you, High Commander. Earth values our growing friendship with the Zexian Confederation." For the next hour, they talked about trade, technology sharing, and territory boundaries. Alex was careful with every word. Zexians took everything literally and could be easily offended. During a short break, Alex noticed the council members talking among themselves. They kept looking at him, making the clicking sounds that meant they were laughing. Something was wrong. When the meeting resumed, Vrextel's tone had changed. "Human diplomat Harmon, we wish to honor you with a special gift." Alex felt a chill. Unexpected gifts in diplomacy were rarely good news. Vrextel gestured and a side door opened. A human woman walked in, escorted by more guards. She had brown hair pulled back in a neat bun and wore the blue uniform of the science team. Her face was carefully blank, but Alex could see anger in her eyes. "This is human female Lily Bennett," Vrextel announced. "She has been working with our science division. We offer her to you as a mate bond partner." Alex froze. He knew Lily by reputation, a brilliant xenobiologist who had been studying Zexian biology. This was completely unexpected and clearly not something she had agreed to. "This is a great honor," Vrextel continued. "A permanent mate bond is our highest form of alliance." The other council members were making those clicking laugh sounds again, but trying to hide them. Alex suddenly understood. This wasn't an honor. This was some kind of joke or punishment. He glanced at Lily, who gave him the tiniest headshake. She was just as confused as he was. Alex had seconds to decide how to respond. Refusing would insult the Zexians at the highest level and might destroy the peace between their worlds. Accepting would trap both him and Lily in some kind of forced marriage arrangement. "High Commander," he said carefully, "I am honored by this unexpected gift. In human culture, we usually allow more time for mate selection. Our studies show that human females are assigned to males by authority figures on your world. Is this not correct?" Vrextel asked. Alex realized they had completely misunderstood human relationships from whatever cultural materials they had studied. Maybe old movies or books? He needed to be careful here. "Our customs vary," he said. "But a mate bond is indeed a serious commitment for humans." Vrextel leaned forward. "Do you reject our offering? This would be a grave insult to the Confederation." The trap was set. Alex took a deep breath and did the only thing he could do. "I accept this honor with gratitude," he said, adding a formal bow. The council members seemed surprised. Their clicking laughter stopped. Clearly, they had expected him to refuse and cause a diplomatic incident. "Excellent," Vrextel said, recovering quickly. The bonding ceremony will take place tomorrow. You and your new mate will share living quarters on level 6. After the meeting, Alex and Lily were escorted to their new shared apartment. As soon as the door closed behind them, Lily turned on him. What just happened? She demanded, Did you just agree to marry me? I'm sorry, Alex said, keeping his voice low in case of listening devices. I had no choice. Refusing would have violated their most sacred custom. It could have ended the peace between our species. Do you know why they did this? Lily asked, also speaking quietly. I was working on environmental impact studies and I questioned some of their methods. The next thing I know, I'm being given away like a party favor. Alex shook his head. They were laughing about it. I think they meant to embarrass both of us. They seem to think humans treat women as property. Lily paced the room. So what do we do now? We play along until we figure a way out of this, Alex said. We need to understand what game they're playing. They've restricted my lab access, Lily said. I was making progress understanding their biology. Now I'm stuck as your joke wife, Alex nodded grimly. They think they've put us in our place, but they don't understand humans very well. Lily stopped pacing and looked at him. No, they don't. And that might be our advantage. She lowered her voice even more. Something isn't right here. The way they've been collecting data on humans, the questions they've been asking in the lab, about our immune systems and DNA. You think there's more to this than a cultural misunderstanding? Alex asked. I think, Lily said carefully, that we need to keep our eyes open and trust no one but each other, Alex nodded. We'll figure this out together. Together, Lily agreed, though her eyes were still full of doubt and anger outside their window. The stars shone cold and distant. Somewhere out there was Earth, unaware of the strange situation its representatives had found themselves in. Alex wondered what surprises tomorrow would bring and how long they would have to maintain this charade. The bonding ceremony was quick and strange. Alex and Lily stood in the center of a round room while 7 Zexian officials circled them. The aliens moved in perfect rhythm, their scaled skin catching the light as they swayed. They sang in their bubbling language, a song that made the water in the clear tubes along the walls ripple and dance. High Commander Vrextel stepped forward. He held out a small device that looked like a silver seashell. Press your thumbs to this bond marker, he instructed. It will record your life signs and link them in our central database. Alex looked at Lily. Her face was calm now, but he could see the tension in her shoulders. They had agreed to play along, but this was moving very fast. They pressed their thumbs to the device together. It hummed and glowed blue. The bond is sealed, Vrextel announced. You are now recognized as a mated pair under Zexian law. Later, back in their shared quarters, Lily sat on the edge of the bed, her head in her hands. I never thought my career would end like this, she said. I was making real progress understanding their biology. Alex sat beside her, careful to leave space between them. Your career isn't over. We'll find a way to fix this. Lily looked up. You don't understand. They've taken away my lab access. Now I'm just human female Bennett, mate of diplomat Harmon. The guards watch me constantly. But they don't watch me the same way, Alex said. I've noticed they follow you, but they just let me go about my business. That's something, Lily admitted. She lowered her voice to a whisper. Have you checked for listening devices? Every day, Alex whispered back. I think we're clear right now, but we should still be careful. Over the next few weeks, they settled into an uncomfortable routine. Alex attended diplomatic meetings, pushing for progress on trade agreements. Lily was allowed to join certain social events, but was blocked from returning to her scientific work. At night, they talked quietly about what they observed, piecing together the puzzle of their situation. Alex slept on a small couch, giving Lily the bed. Despite the awkwardness, they were becoming a team. The sub-commander asked about Earth's defense systems again today, Alex told Lily one evening. That's the 3rd time this week. And the medical officer took another blood sample from me, Lily said. That's the 5th one. They say it's to make sure I'm adapting to the station environment, but they never share the results, Alex frowned. They're collecting information? But for what? Lily had been keeping notes, writing in an old-fashioned paper notebook she had brought from Earth. The Zexians, so focused on their advanced technology, didn't seem to consider that humans might still use something as simple as paper and pen. Look at this pattern, she said, showing him her notes. Every question, every test, every casual conversation, they're all focused on human vulnerabilities, how we heal, what makes us sick, how our immune systems work. Alex studied her careful writing. You think they're planning something against Earth? I'm not sure yet, Lily said. But I know they're not treating this as a real alliance. One day, a month into their forced marriage, Lily was allowed to visit the station's garden area. It was a large room filled with plants from both Earth and the Zexian homeworld. The air was humid and warm. As she walked among the strange blue and purple plants, a young Zexian approached her. This one's skin was lighter than most, almost turquoise. Human female Bennett, the Zexian said softly. I am junior scientist Mix. I worked with you before your reassignment. Lily looked around to make sure they weren't being watched too closely. Hello, Mix. It's good to see you. I wish to tell you that your research was valuable, Mix said. Some of us did not agree with the council's decision. Thank you, Lily said, surprised. Can you tell me why they did this to me? Mix's gills fluttered nervously. You asked too many questions about the special project, the water purification tests. The ones that weren't really about water purification at all, Lily guessed. Mix looked down. I have said too much, but check the database. Your mate bond gives you family access to level 2 files. Look for Project Clenwater. With that, the young alien hurried away. That night, Lily told Alex about the conversation. Family access? Alex asked. They never mentioned that. The Zexians assume you know all their customs, Lily explained. In their culture, bonded pairs share all lower-level security clearances automatically. Alex went to the computer terminal in their quarters. He placed his hand on the scanner and requested access to the scientific database. To his surprise, the screen lit up green. It worked, he said. I'm in. Lily leaned over his shoulder as he searched for Project Clenwater. They found a folder of technical documents. This is all in their language, Alex said, frustrated. I can read some of it, Lily said. I was learning before everything happened. She studied the strange symbols. This isn't about water. These are biological tests. They're testing how certain compounds affect living cells. Human cells? Alex asked. Lily nodded slowly, her face growing pale. Yes, and look at this symbol here. It means dormant or sleeping. They're developing something that stays inactive in the body for a while before it causes damage. A delayed biological weapon, Alex said, the truth dawning on him. That's why they've been so interested in our immune systems and healing processes. Lily pointed to another section, and look here. The next Earth-Zexian conference is scheduled to be held on Earth in 3 months. They're planning something for then. Alex closed the file. We need to warn Earth, but how? All communications are monitored, Lily thought for a moment. Maybe we don't need to send a message. Maybe one of us needs to go there in person. They'll never let both of us leave, Alex said. Not both of us, Lily agreed. But maybe one of us could find a reason they couldn't refuse. A plan was forming in her mind. What if I got sick? Sick in a way that only Earth doctors could treat? Alex looked worried. That's too dangerous. What if they just let you die? They won't, Lily said with growing confidence. I'm too valuable as a research subject now. And I think I know exactly what kind of illness would make them send me back to Earth right away. What kind of illness? Alex asked. Lily leaned in and whispered her plan in his ear. His eyes widened. That's either brilliant or completely crazy, he said. Maybe both, Lily admitted. But do we have a choice? They're planning to attack our planet. Alex took her hand. For the first time since this strange situation began, they truly felt like partners. We'll do it, he said. But please be careful. Lily nodded. I'll need your help to make this work. Starting tomorrow, we have to convince the Zexians of something they think is impossible. What's that? Alex asked. That their joke wife is going to change everything, Lily said, a determined smile spreading across her face. Lily stood in the small bathroom, mixing chemicals she had slowly gathered over the past week. Some came from cleaning supplies, others from the garden section where she was now allowed to visit daily. The Zexians didn't realize that many of their decorative plants had properties that humans could use. Are you sure about this? Alex asked from the doorway. He looked worried. We don't have much choice, Lily replied. She carefully measured drops of a blue liquid into a small cup. This won't really hurt me. It will just make it look like I'm sick in a very specific way. Their plan was risky, but simple. Lily would create symptoms that mimicked the early stages of pregnancy, but not just any pregnancy. She would make the Zexians believe something impossible had happened, that she was carrying a human-Zexian hybrid baby. I still don't understand how you'll fake the medical scans, Alex said. Lily smiled. Remember, I was studying their biology for months. Their scanners are designed to detect Zexian life signs, which are very different from ours. With this compound, I can create false readings that their machines will interpret as a mixed genetic pattern. The next morning, Lily began to show symptoms. She made sure to look tired and unwell at breakfast. When a Zexian guard came to escort her to the garden, she stumbled and held her stomach. Are you damaged, human female Bennett? The guard asked. I don't feel well, Lily said weakly. I need to see the medical officer. At the medical center, Lily described symptoms she knew would alarm the Zexians: strange hunger for foods that contain minerals important in Zexian development, sensitivity to lights and wavelengths that affected Zexian embryos, and unusual body temperature changes. The Zexian doctor, a tall female with deep blue scales, ran several scans. When she saw the results, her large eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of extreme surprise. This is not possible, the doctor said, running the scan again. What is it? Lily asked, pretending to be concerned. The doctor stared at her. Your body contains cellular patterns that match both human and Zexian genetic markers. This has never been documented before. What does that mean? Lily asked. I must consult with the Science Council immediately, the doctor said. Remain here. As soon as the doctor left, Lily smiled. Phase 1 of their plan was working. The Zexians would be fascinated by this impossible development. It was exactly the kind of distraction they needed. Within hours, news of Lily's condition spread through the station. Senior scientists and medical officers came to examine her. Each one left looking shocked and excited. Alex was called away from his diplomatic meetings to be informed about his mate's condition. This is unprecedented, Subcommander Zeal told him. No cross-species reproduction has ever been recorded between any two sentient species in the known galaxy. Alex pretended to be shocked and concerned. Will she be all right? What does this mean? We do not know, Zeal admitted. But this may change our understanding of human biology. That evening, when Alex returned to their quarters, he found Lily surrounded by medical monitoring devices. 2 Zexian medical technicians were adjusting the equipment. These will monitor her condition at all times, one technician explained. The data is very valuable. After they left, Alex and Lily spoke quietly, aware that the monitoring devices might also be recording their conversations. How are you feeling? Alex asked, genuine concern in his voice. Tired, Lily said, which wasn't a lie. The chemicals she had taken to fake the readings were making her drowsy, but the plan is working. I heard the doctors talking. They're fascinated by what's happening. The sub-commander said they're calling an emergency science meeting to discuss your case, Alex told her the next day. High Commander Vrextel himself came to see Lily. His usually stern face showed clear excitement. Human female Bennett, he said. Your condition presents a unique opportunity for scientific advancement. I'm concerned about my health, Lily said, looking worried. This has never happened before. I don't know what to expect. Vrextel nodded. We understand your concern. Our medical technology is advanced, but we acknowledge that human biology may require specialized care. Lily saw her opening. On Earth, we have doctors who specialize in unusual pregnancies. They might understand what's happening better than anyone here. Vrextel considered this. Perhaps arrangements could be made for Earth medical experts to examine you. This development is too significant to risk through inadequate care. 3 days later, the Zexian Science Council made their decision. Lily would be transported back to Earth for specialized medical care. A Zexian medical team would accompany her to study the situation and bring her back once her condition was stabilized. When Alex heard the news, he knew their plan had worked. Now came the hard part. They would be separated, and Lily would have to carry the evidence of the Zexians' planned attack to Earth on her own the night before her departure. They sat together in their quarters. The medical monitoring had been temporarily disabled while the equipment was being prepared for transport. I've stored all the evidence we gathered about Project Clenwater in this, Lily said, showing Alex a small data chip. It looks like a standard medical implant, so the Zexians won't question it. Once I reach Earth, I'll make sure our scientists and military leaders get this information. What if they discover you're faking before you get home? Alex asked, his voice low with worry. The compound I created will keep producing false readings for at least 2 weeks, Lily assured him. That's more than enough time to reach Earth. And after that? When they realize there is no hybrid baby, Lily smiled grimly. By then, Earth will be ready for them. Their surprise attack won't be a surprise anymore. Alex took her hand. I'll keep gathering information here. Maybe I can slow down their plans somehow. Be careful, Lily warned. Once they realize what happened, you'll be in danger. I'm a diplomat, Alex said with a small smile. Being in danger is apparently part of the job description now. The next morning, Lily was escorted to the Zexian shuttle. A team of 4 Zexian medical officers would travel with her. Alex was allowed to say goodbye at the docking bay. Get well soon, he said formally, aware of the many eyes watching them. Thank you for your concern, Diplomat Harmon, Lily replied, with equal formality. Then she leaned closer and whispered, 60 days. Earth will be ready in 60 days. As the shuttle doors closed, Alex watched Lily disappear inside. He hoped their plan would work. Everything now depended on her reaching Earth safely with the evidence. The Zexians had offered Lily as a joke wife to humiliate both humans. Now she was leaving with information that could save their entire species. Alex smiled to himself. The joke was about to backfire in a way the aliens never expected. The journey to Earth took 8 days. Lily spent most of it in a small medical chamber on the Zexian shuttle. The 4 Zexian doctors checked her constantly, taking readings and samples. They spoke among themselves in their bubbling language, not realizing that Lily had learned enough to understand some of what they said. The hybrid cells are multiplying at an unusual rate, one doctor said. This changes everything about our understanding of genetic compatibility. Another replied. Lily kept her face neutral, but inside she felt a mix of pride and worry. Her deception was working, but she knew it couldn't last forever. The chemical compound she had created would begin to break down soon. She needed to reach Earth before the Zexians realized there was no hybrid baby. On the 6th day, the oldest doctor, a female named Vexra, came to sit beside Lily's bed. Human female Bennett, may I ask you a personal question? She asked. Lily nodded cautiously. When did you first suspect your condition? This was dangerous territory. Lily had to be careful not to make a mistake in her story. I began feeling strange about 10 days ago, she said. Different from any illness I'd experienced before. At first, I thought it was just my body adjusting to the station environment. Vexra's gills fluttered gently. And you had no idea such a thing was possible between our species? None at all, Lily said truthfully. It should be impossible. Yet here you are, Vexra said, her large eyes studying Lily carefully. A miracle of biology. Lily looked away, pretending to be overwhelmed. I'm scared, she admitted, which wasn't entirely a lie. I don't know what will happen to me, ... Or to the baby. Vexra placed a cool, webbed hand on Lily's arm. Science will find answers. This discovery is too important to lose. On the 8th day, the shuttle entered Earth orbit. Lily felt a rush of emotion seeing her home planet through the viewport. Now came the hardest part of her plan. The shuttle landed at the International Space Medical Center in Geneva. A team of human doctors and officials was waiting. Lily recognized the stern face of General Claire Warren, head of Earth's Space Defense Force. The Zexian doctors explained the situation to the human medical team, showing them the scan results. The human doctors looked surprised but professional. They had been briefed ahead of time, based on the messages sent from the Zexian station. "We'll need to examine Ms. Bennett in our facilities," Dr. Sam Rivera, the lead human doctor, said. "Our equipment is specially designed for human biology." The Zexians hesitated. "You may observe all procedures," Dr. Rivera added smoothly. "This is a scientific breakthrough for both our species." Finally, the Zexians agreed. Lily was transferred to a human medical bed and wheeled into the center. As they passed through a security scanner, Lily felt a moment of relief. The data chip hidden in her medical implant would now be detected by Earth security systems. They would know to look for it. In the examination room, Dr. Rivera checked Lily's vital signs while the Zexians watched closely. "Miss Bennett needs to rest now," he announced. "The journey has been stressful for her condition. We'll conduct more detailed tests tomorrow." The Zexians were given quarters in the diplomatic wing of the medical center. Once they left, General Warren entered the room and closed the door. "Is it true?" she asked without greeting. "Are you carrying a hybrid?" "No," Lily said quietly. "It's a deception. I needed to get back to Earth with critical information." She explained about the data chip and Project Clenwater. The general's face grew darker as she listened. "You took an enormous risk," she said when Lily finished. "If they had discovered your trick... I had no choice," Lily replied. "They're planning to attack Earth during the upcoming diplomatic conference. We have less than 60 days to prepare." General Warren nodded. "We'll extract the data chip immediately. In the meantime, we need to keep up this pregnancy charade." Over the next few days, Lily underwent fake examinations while Earth scientists secretly studied the information she had brought, the Zexian. Doctors were allowed to observe but were kept from directly examining Lily. "The readings are becoming unstable," Dr. Rivera told the Zexians on the 4th day. "This is a delicate phase. We need to limit outside contact." The Zexians were suspicious but could do little. They were on Earth now, outnumbered and under constant watch. In her private room, Lily met with General Warren and other Earth leaders. The data she had brought revealed the full scope of the Zexian plan. "They've been developing a biological agent that targets human immune systems," General Warren explained to the group. "Once released, it would remain dormant for months, then activate simultaneously. Millions would die before we even knew we were under attack." "But why?" asked a United Earth Council member. "We've been peaceful with them, resources," Lily explained. "Earth has minerals and water that their homeworld lacks. They don't want to share with us or trade fairly. They want to take over after our population is weakened. Thanks to your warning, we can develop countermeasures," Dr. Rivera said. "Our scientists are already working on a vaccine based on the formula you brought." On the 10th day of her stay on Earth, Lily received an urgent message from Alex. He had managed to send it through a hidden channel in the diplomatic communications system. "They're getting suspicious," the message read. "High Commander Vrextel has ordered a review of all human biological data. Be careful, they might try to take you back by force." Lily shared the message with General Warren. "We're not ready yet," the general said, frustrated. "We need at least 2 more weeks to produce enough vaccine for major population centers." "Then we need to keep the deception going," Lily said. "But I have an idea that might buy us more time." She explained her plan. General Warren looked skeptical but agreed it might work. The next day, Dr. Rivera called an emergency meeting with the Zexian doctors. "We've discovered something concerning," he told them, showing them new scan results. "The hybrid cells are showing signs of rejection. Miss Bennett's body is fighting against them." The Zexian doctors examined the scans with alarm. "This could mean the end of the hybrid," Vexra said. We must take her back to our station for advanced treatment. Moving her now would be dangerous, Dr. Rivera countered. The stress could accelerate the rejection process. We need to stabilize her condition first. The Zexians argued, but Earth. Medical protocols gave them no choice. Lily had to stay. That night, Lily looked out her window at the stars. Somewhere up there was Alex, still trapped on the Zexian station, still in danger. She hoped he was safe. She hoped her deception would hold just a little longer. Earth was preparing its defenses. The vaccine production was accelerating. Soon, they would be ready for whatever the Zexians planned. Lily placed a hand on her stomach, where no hybrid baby grew. Just a little longer, she whispered to herself. Just a little longer, and then we'll show them what humans are really capable. Oh. 6 weeks passed. Earth worked quickly and quietly. The vaccine against the Zexian biological weapon was now being distributed worldwide. Military ships moved into defensive positions around the planet, but stayed hidden to avoid alerting the Zexians that something had changed. Lily continued her deception. The Zexian doctors grew more frustrated as they were kept from directly examining her. They sent angry messages back to their homeworld, demanding permission to bring her back to the station. We can't keep this up much longer, General Warren told Lily during one of their private meetings. Our intelligence suggests the Zexians are preparing to take action. They've moved 3 warships into positions near Earth. What about Alex? Lily asked. She worried about him constantly. His messages had stopped 2 weeks ago. No word, the general admitted, but we intercepted communications from the station. There's no indication that his cover is blown. He's still functioning as our diplomat. Lily nodded, relieved but still worried. When is the diplomatic conference scheduled to begin? In 8 days, General Warren said. High Commander Vrextel and the full Zexian delegation will arrive. In 5 days. Then it's time for the next phase, Lily said. Time to end this pregnancy charade and show them what I've really been up to. The plan was set. Earth was ready. Now they needed to spring the trap. The next day, Dr. Rivera informed the Zexian doctors that Lily had suffered a complete rejection of the hybrid cells. There would be no baby. This is most unfortunate, Vexra said, her voice cold with suspicion. We must take tissue samples to understand what went wrong. That won't be necessary, Lily said, sitting up in her bed. For the first time in weeks, she dropped her weak, sick act. She stood up, strong and healthy. There never was a hybrid baby. There never could be. The Zexian doctors stared at her in shock. What is the meaning of this? Vexra demanded. It means, General Warren said as she entered the room with 4 armed guards, that we know about Project Clenwater. We know about your planned attack. The Zexians were taken into custody. They weren't harmed, but they were no longer allowed to communicate with their homeworld. 3 days later, the main Zexian delegation arrived for the diplomatic conference. Their large ship entered Earth orbit, unaware that anything had changed. High Commander Vrextel and 20 senior Zexian officials took a shuttle down to the Geneva International Conference Center. They were surprised to find Lily waiting for them in the meeting room, standing tall and healthy beside General Warren and the United Earth Council members. Human female Bennett, Vrextel said, his gills fluttering in surprise. We were informed you had suffered a medical emergency. There was no emergency, Lily said calmly, just as there was no hybrid pregnancy. It was a deception, much like your offers of friendship and alliance. Vrextel's skin darkened, a sign of anger in Zexians. I don't understand what you are implying. General Warren stepped forward. We know about Project Clenwater, Commander. We know about the biological weapon you plan to release during this conference. These are serious accusations, Vrextel said, looking around at the armed human guards positioned around the room. Where is human diplomat Harmon? I wish to speak with our official contact. I'm right here, a familiar voice said. Alex walked into the room. He looked tired but unharmed. The Earth military had extracted him from the Zexian station 2 days earlier in a secret operation. Diplomat Harmon, Vrextel said, surely you don't believe these wild claims? Alex walked to Lily's side and took her hand. I believe my wife. Commander. My real wife, not the joke wife you thought you were forcing on us. Rexdal looked between them, finally understanding. You two were working together all along. We adapted to the situation you put us in, Lily said. You thought humans were weak and easily manipulated. You were wrong. General Warren placed a data tablet on the table. This contains everything we know about Project Clenwater, your biological weapon. Your plans to weaken Earth's population and take our resources. The other Zexian officials shifted uncomfortably. Some looked surprised, suggesting not all of them had known the full plan. We have already vaccinated our population, the general continued. Your weapon won't work now. Additionally, we have shared this information with the Galactic Alliance. They are quite interested in hearing your explanation. Rexdal's skin now paled to a light blue, the Zexian equivalent of going white with shock. There has been a misunderstanding, he tried. No, Lily said firmly. There has been a deliberate attempt to attack our planet. You offered me as a joke wife to Alex, thinking you were putting me in my place. Instead, you gave us the perfect opportunity to work together and discover your plans. The Galactic Alliance representatives will arrive tomorrow, General Warren said. Until then, you and your delegation will remain in diplomatic quarters under guard. As the Zexians were escorted out, Alex turned to Lily. You did it, he said with admiration. You saved Earth. We did it together, Lily corrected him. Partners? Speaking of partners, Alex said, suddenly looking nervous. That fake marriage. I was wondering if maybe, when this is all over. Lily smiled. Are you asking if I want to make it real? Maybe not right away, Alex said quickly. But perhaps we could start with dinner? Without alien diplomats or biological weapons hanging over our heads? I'd like that, Lily said. 2 days later, the Galactic Alliance representatives arrived. They were a council of 5 different alien species, all more advanced than either humans or Zexians. They reviewed the evidence of the Zexian plot with grave concern. This violates multiple interstellar treaties, the Alliance leader, a tall, silver-skinned being, announced. The Zexian Confederation will face sanctions and restrictions. What about Earth? General Warren asked. Earth has proven itself both resourceful and honorable, the Alliance leader said. You discovered this plot but did not retaliate with violence. You sought justice instead? The Alliance formally invites Earth to join as a probationary member. It was a historic moment for humanity, first contact with the larger galactic community. Later that evening, Alex found Lily standing on a balcony looking up at the stars. So, he said, joining her, Earth is joining the Galactic Alliance. You're being promoted to lead the new xenobiology division. And the Zexians are in serious trouble. Not a bad outcome, Lily agreed. And you're the new ambassador to the Alliance. Quite a step up from being assigned a joke wife. Alex took her hand. Best assignment I ever received, actually. Lily laughed and leaned against him. Above them, the stars shone with new promise. The universe was bigger and more dangerous than they had imagined, but also filled with more opportunities. The Zexians had offered Lily as a joke wife to humiliate the humans. Instead, they had created a partnership that revealed their plans and changed humanity's place in the galaxy forever. As Lily and Alex looked up at the stars together, they knew. This was just the beginning of a much bigger adventure.